Well, you need to walk a wee bit to get away from the noise coming from that road there. A major artery. Today I'm going to have a donder in the Ochil Hills again. Walking from Blackford to Tillicoultry via Upper Glendevon Reservoir. Just got a bus from Stirling to Blackford. You can maybe see the church in the distance. It's adventure time. Well, thankfully this wide track is starting to get a little bit more woody than stony. There's all sorts of wood chip and stuff happening now that's going to make it easier to walk on. Up until now it's been one of these tracks that's just full of little stones and boulders that make it very difficult to walk on because your feet and your ankles are getting constantly twisted and moved to one side or another. I hate paths like that. And of course every now and then you'll see little metal boxes at the side of the path, and it's a little known fact that these are where the stone gatherer will temporarily keep some of his stones. He will keep his best stones in there. In fact, that's why you'll see that these metal boxes are locked up. And in the dead of night he will remove the stones and place them on certain positions in tracks like this to make it as difficult as possible for us walkers. See that stone gatherer? This is one of these spots that I was a little bit wary about. You know, you can look at maps and satellite images till the cows come home, but sometimes the ground's very different when you're there. And I knew that at some point the track that had come up would just veer off up towards the hill there, and from that point there would be a footpath. And you know, I needn't have worried at all. There's a gate here, it's quite clear what's going on. You can see a wind farm there, and the reservoir's not that far away. I think we'll probably stop to have lunch at the water. I'm getting followed by these views. Absolutely stunning. Well, I found a pile of stones here. And I've made it to the reservoir. That path was a nightmare. I wouldn't recommend coming along there at all. My God. it was just a narrow, little used path. But I could see it and I could follow it, but it was just one of these paths where, if it's not absolutely strewn with ferns and things, my God, is there a tougher plant than a fern? There was just little kind of dips. Maybe if you've got a kind of sudden drop in ground level, if even just 4 inches or something at either side of it, 6 inches, and your foot just goes into it and you're stoating about all over the place. Your feet and your ankles are getting constantly stressed and twisted one way or another. I'm surprised I didn't fall over. It was a horrific path. Marks and Spencer Scotch eggs. I did make an effort to get a pie for those who are going to start moaning about where's the pie. I went into Baines, the bakers in Stirling, because I love their mutton pies topped with mashed potatoes and beans. They've stopped doing them, according to the woman. So I stormed out in a huff. I went to Marks and Spencer's. Scotch eggs. Scotch eggs and blueberries, that'll do me. I'll just have one egg. I can't open it. Here we go. Oh, I can, right. Right, don't any of you insects dare go anywhere near my Scotch egg. I think there's clegs around. Something was biting me earlier on. So, 10,000 subscribers. Feel free to cheer and whoop and blow up a few balloons. I can't say it's getting to 100,000 subscribers. I'm not sure if I could cope with that number. I already struggle to know what to say sometimes to people's comments. Sometimes I'll say cheers, or I might just click the little heart thing. Sometimes I'll say thanks, or many thanks, or thank you. And I worry that if I say, you know, just thanks to one comment, and then I say many thanks to another comment, the person who made the comment might think that the other comment is better, because I've said many thanks, not just one. Maybe I should have a kind of thank you rating system where you could get any number of thanks from 1 to 10. Yeah. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a born warrior, you know. So I don't think I could cope with 100,000 subscribers. So contrary to what a lot of these videos do, at some point in some of these YouTube videos, the person making the video will say, click the subscribe button, because you know it helps me in any number of ways in life. So I couldn't cope with 100,000 subscribers, so don't, whatever you do, click the subscribe button. Okay, just don't click it. Stay away from the red button. Let's just stay at about 10,000, that'll do for me. I couldn't handle anymore. I'm going to get torn into a Scotch egg. I'll pick you up at some point in the path. And remember, don't touch that red button. Well, now we're talking. I'm in the hills at last. Just left Backhills Farm there. Path's pretty well signposted. This is a better path than what we had before the reservoir there. We're going uphill initially, but once we're up there, we're up top and kind of following the left hand side of this kind Glen, Gorge, whatever you want to call it. On the map they've got a region of hills. Looks a little bit confusing, but that looks like a good track. I don't think we're going to have any issues, and I know from past experience that when we start coming down and we start to get views of the southern face of the Ochil Hills, and we start to see Tillicoultry, it's just it's going to be pretty nice, you know. That said, the sun's gone for some reason, but it's cloudy and cold, but better that than too hot. I think tomorrow was going to be a couple of degrees warmer. Better walking when it's cold than when it's too hot, but so good to be out in the hills, you know. This is tough going. I mean, you know, what did I expect? A chairlift? But the views are stunning, you know. I can see way back towards Upper Glendevon Reservoir where I was, and a whole load of mountains, sunlit mountains, way to the north. It's beautiful. It's tough going because the path's going up and down following the lie of the land, and we're on hills, you know, so it stands to reason we're going up and down. But my God, it's kind of, I mean, from here, for example, according to my map, the track doesn't go to the top of that hill, it skirts around the right hand side of it. And I think that one over there is Andrew Gannel Hill, which we're not beyond the lower slopes of it, we're still sticking to the lower slopes of this hill, and we'll be going round that way. And I think round about the other side there we'll be able to get a good view of the other side of the hills. But I can see a path going up the top of this hill. I don't want to go to the top of this hill. So I'm hoping that's just a path going to the top of the hill, but there's another one that'll skirt the right hand side as I'm expecting. I've seen big caterpillars and beetles and little black shiny things that looked as if they were either deformed beetles or some kind of strange fungi. It's all going on in the countryside here. Anyway, right, that's me caught my breath. Slime! There's slime on the ground, my God. In fact, I'll show you. What's life without a decent bit of footage of slime, you know? Well, that's me essentially down off the hill now. That's Tillicoultry just behind me. Just a kind of little good path down through a little glen thing there, and we'll be home and dry. It's been much tougher than I thought. I think I maybe hadn't appreciated the height involved. My God. I mean, there's a part of me thinking I should say I can't recommend the walk, but then maybe I'm just not fit enough, you know. Perhaps if you were very fit it would be alright, but it wasn't straightforward, you know. There was at least one spot where I wondered whether I was still on the path, because they did a number of paths. There's paths all over the place. As it turns out, I was on the right path. So just give me lots of sympathy, alright? I'm Eddie Burns, take care, and I'll see you again. As I'm standing here, my left leg's starting to shake. That's what coming down off a hill does for you. I'll see you again, guys.